Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Bear with me one moment. My app decided to shut down on me when I did my live up here on Facebook, and it's above the camera, so I'm trying not to kill you guys. That's not helping. Stop. Put it down. And now have a moving billboard to try to do something with. There we go. See if that doesn't get going. Sorry about that. Technology is not my friend tonight, people. Scott will be joining me in just a minute. I, as usual, got sidetracked with 1,000,001 things and ended up not having dinner ready on time. So completely my fault. I looked at the time and I was like, oh no. So hopefully I can get this live going. I have to go through a different way to do it. So hopefully this will work. All right. All right, yes, we got it going. Woohoo! All right, we are officially live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for putting up with me. Let me back this up here a little bit. And in case you couldn't tell, we're going to be talking about Las Vegas, and I am so excited to be talking about Vegas. It's been a while since we've done that on this channel, and I felt like it was time. I've had some people asking me about possibly doing Vegas either over the summer or doing like a long weekend trip, and I was like, you know what? Like a lot of these questions that I've been answering for people are going to be really pertinent for this. So I was like, let's go ahead and do it like a live. Let's talk about it. Let's just enjoy ourselves a little bit talking about it, and we'll get going on it. So hi, Kim. Thank you for joining us up there on Facebook. I appreciate it. It does look as though I've got some sound and stuff, and I've seen some people popping in and out on YouTube. So now that I have both of the platforms up and running, I apologize for the delay. If you guys could please just comment, say hello, tell me where you're from. I always love being able to see those. It's always so much fun to see that. So very much appreciate that when people do so. And okay, I think we're good. So I'm going to dive right on into it. I was trying to find some news for like the theme parks and stuff, and there's not a whole lot going on. So we're just going to talk about Vegas all night tonight. And I think that's going to be a welcome change of being able to talk strictly about what it is that I wanted to talk to you guys about this evening. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is when you are thinking about going to Vegas, what are some tips and tricks and things that I tell everybody before we even book a vacation or right after we book that vacation? Okay, what are the next steps to get you ready for that vacation? Hi, Chris. I saw NASCAR and I came. Yeah, well, we will be talking a little bit about that towards the end of the segment on other things you can do that isn't strip related. So I figured Christopher would get in here because he was very excited to see that a couple months ago when he was out in Vegas. So first thing I'm going to recommend to anybody, if you are thinking about going to Las Vegas, highly recommend trying to go between Monday and Thursday night, which are their weeknights. When you start that, shoot me a quick message. Christopher, if I remember, I will. Okay. Otherwise, I'll send you like a timestamp or something of us talking about it. But try to stay in Vegas if you can, Monday through Thursday. And there's a couple reasons why. The biggest reason is money, obviously. It's going to be cheaper. Your flights are generally a little bit cheaper going Monday through Thursday because it's not prime weekend. You're also going to get better rates on your hotel stays just because you're not going to have as many tourists and stuff hitting the town into things, because a lot of us do still work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5s. And then the last thing is you'll also get some attraction discounts if you go during the week, whereas if you go on the weekend, you're going to most likely pay full price for things. So that's one of the first tips that I always tell people. If you have the opportunity, if you don't, obviously we're going to still make it work. We're going to make you have make sure that you have an amazing time while you are in Las Vegas. Also, when you are looking at the cost of a hotel, Vegas is the most well known for this, and it's unfortunate, but make sure that you are accounting for those resort fees, because pretty much every hotel, especially if you're on the Strip or Fremont Street, things like that, you're going to have a resort fee that is added on to the price that you will see online. And that's for me. That's if you book it directly on their website. You book it through an online tour operator, which shame on you. You should be booking it through me. But say, for instance, these fees, they go anywhere from $28 to $46. Hi, Deb. Thanks for joining us up there on Facebook. I appreciate it. So those fees end up being anywhere from $28 to $46 per night. And part of the reason why they're not included is because then they don't have to pay commission to, like, for instance, me or other people in their base rate. So they get that full resort fee for themselves. It's also kind of an oh, that's a cool thing. It's his hand. I like that, Deb. Thanks for putting that up on YouTube. Another thing is it's kind of a old thing that they had done at one point that's still kind of archaic, but they keep it around and stuff because they would give resort amenities that you couldn't get otherwise by paying that resort fee, such as Wi-Fi, pole access, things like that. All of those things are pretty much included anymore in other areas for their hotels, but you will still see that they are on, that they do not, they still charge for those resort fees while you are in Las Vegas. Are you ready to come join me, my dear?
Yes, you said something about old things, so I thought I'd come and join you.
You're not old.
Hey, guys, I made it. I'm officially here.
So,
hey, have you guys subscribed to our YouTube channel yet? If you haven't, please do so now. Thank you.
Yeah, we have 245 subscribers.
45? Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know, like Squirrel, because he mentioned it, I just want to put out there too, that our Cabana Bay video that I put out 2.5 weeks ago has over 1,000 views. It's at 1,027 right now.
No way. That's pretty awesome.
So probably one of our quickest growth videos that we've ever had. Obviously, we do have several videos that are over 1,000. I think we've got one, maybe two that are over 2,000 views.
Yeah.
But it's really cool seeing that that one went as quickly as it did. So love that.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to get my phone set up and ready to go. And drink some water.
Yes, definitely need to drink water. And then the other thing that I would highly recommend is when you are thinking about staying at a particular resort, make sure that you are checking out what those resort fees actually include. Is your parking, Mike Snyder's making pizza? Oh, that sounds good. Make sure that the parking fees are included, or if they're not, how much are they? Are you going to get your pool access, or is your Wi-Fi included? Is it going to be premium Wi-Fi? Things like that. Is that stuff that you're going to need while you're away? Maybe you're working a little bit while you're on your vacation and you're going to need those amenities such as Wi-Fi or free parking. So those are all things to think about when you are looking at those resort fees. Another thing I always tell people is if you have something that you really want to do, you need to book that online before you arrive. Honestly, thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. Honestly, a lot of times if there is something that somebody really wants to do, say, for instance, you've always wanted to go eat at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. Those reservations are hard to come by. You may end up making your entire trip revolve around when you can get that reservation. There might be a concert coming into town. You're going to have to make sure that you pay attention and go, okay, well, because this concert's here and I'm buying tickets for it, that's when we have to go. Yeah. So all of those things are very important things to consider before you even start booking. Make sure that you know what you want to do. And if it is those high-end items, you may have to change your travel dates just because of that. And then if, for instance, if you don't, you're still going to want to book things before you arrive, because who wants to wait in an hour-long line to go do an attraction
Mhm.
when you can purchase it online. A lot of them anymore still have timestamps, which is one of the benefits that came of attractions and such with COVID. And you can go, okay, well, our time is 2:00, and it's 2:00, and you go right on in, and you get to do what it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
So, couple things that you really should book or have to book before you go. If you're wanting to do helicopter tours, whether it's
Mhm.
for the Grand Canyon or if it's just for the Vegas area, you're going to want to book those beforehand because they sell out. The Link High Roller, which is the Ferris wheel,
Yep.
that's another one you're going to want to book, especially on the weekends. It gets crowded. If you're wanting to do any kind of foodie tours, well, those are very limited in capacity. So a lot of times those will book up months out.
Mhm.
So it's hard to get into those. Eiffel Tower viewing deck at Paris, Las Vegas. There's another one. Or taking a gondola ride through the Venetian.
Yeah.
All of those, you're going to want to book those before you ever get on the plane to head out to Las Vegas.
No, I got a question.
Sure.
Hang on a second here. I got a phone call coming through. Like, why all of a sudden at 8:00 everybody wants to call me? I've got a question. So, in order for you to do like the gondola tours, okay,
Mhm.
in the Venetian, but you're staying over at, um, yeah, the Lexar. Sorry, I couldn't think of the name of the hotel. Like my brain just went dead. But you're staying there.
Mhm.
Are you still able to get those reservations, or do you have to be a person, someone staying on site in order to do that? Because
Oh, no.
this has been a question that's been asked to me too.
No. There are very few things that you have to be a resort guest in order to be able to do. Pools are going to be about the only thing really that you need to be a resort guest in order
Yeah.
to be able to have that pool access.
Mhm.
And then there are some there are some hotels, and this is a big asterisk because not all of them offer this, but you can buy like a day pass for their pool area on a limited first come first serve basis. If you're wanting to do a gondola ride, if you're wanting to ride the
And
roller coaster, New York, all those things, you don't have to stay at that particular resort in order to be able to do those things.
And this would include like the shows and stuff. It's performed
Exactly.
at the resorts and stuff too. The only reason why I brought it up was because I actually got asked that question about a month and a half ago
Mhm.
by somebody I was just shooting a breeze about going to Las Vegas and stuff, and I was answering questions, and I told them exactly what you said too. But I was just throwing that question towards you so that way we could talk to them about it, so that way that question is kind of answered, and maybe maybe they were thinking it too. So.
Exactly. No, I'm glad that you did that. Now, another thing that I need everybody to be aware of is when you are in Las Vegas, if you are staying in any of the casino hotels, which a majority of the ones on the Strip and even the ones on the offshoots are going to be considered casino hotels because they've
Mhm.
got a casino somewhere in their hotel.
Mhm.
You have to be at least 21 years of age or older in order to be in that room by yourself. If you are 20 years old and you're going with like your parents, you're going to have one of your parents technically in that room with you in order for you to be able to stay in it. So
Yep.
just keep that in mind. And this is for the parents themselves because, I mean, we ended up having this slight issue last month when we were at Universal Orlando Resort. They also require that you be at least 21 years of age or older in order to be in your room by yourself. You can't have two 20-year-olds, which is what we had. So we
Yeah.
had to split up the rooms and have adjoining rooms. And we made it work, but it was definitely one of those things where I was like, oh, okay.
You sleep in that bed, no touch. Me not going to be grandpa.
So, definitely not. Now, we kind of talked about a few things like when you're wanting to get there, but like what planning and everything like that. So now that we've got it planned, we've got you booked, you know what to expect. We've gotten some of your tours done, which by the way, I can help you with those. I can book those. So definitely reach out and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. Okay. What? We. Sorry. Now getting there. I just hear we. I'm like, you're not French. Quit it. We're not talking about Paris hotel tonight. So, all right. So getting there, there are a couple of direct flights from Pittsburgh International Airport.
Mhm.
That's a majority of where our clients and stuff are and our viewers. So if you are coming from another airport, we do have quite a few people going in and out of Baltimore. You're going to have more options there. If you're going out of Orlando, you're going to have more options. Columbus, you're going to have less options. So just reach out to us. I'll
But
be able to tell
I do
you.
believe there's a nonstop out of Columbus into.
Oh, I'm almost positive there are. But for the sake of this evening, Pittsburgh International Airport, we do have 2 carriers that do nonstops pretty much daily. Southwest, sometimes they drop a flight and they don't do a nonstop every single day. But as of right now, they do have nonstops daily. And what I like about that is, first off, you're going through time zones. And so your time is going to be all messed up because you're over there. So it's nice being able to go, okay, I'm getting on the plane. I'm going to just go straight there. I'm not having to worry about like being in central time and then going to mountain time and yada, yada, yada and stuff.
Up and down, land at another airport, have to go to another terminal to get on
Yeah.
to another plane and move to the next. Yeah. Or losing the luggage between the 2 planes. I mean,
Yep.
direct flights are the way to do it.
Yes, exactly. And then coming home, you're losing time. So a lot of times it's really nice to be able to just go, okay, well, I'm leaving at 10:30, but I'm going to be arriving at 5:30. So it feels like a 4-hour flight is like 7 hours, but it's nice not having to, again, deal with that.
Yeah.
Coming home. So
Now,
we like the nonstop options.
while you take a break and breathe for a second, guys, I'm going to recommend if you decide to do this and do a late night flight back and you're going to get in early in the morning, have that day off from work.
Yep.
You do
It's
not want
going
to
to
go
mess
to work.
with you.
I'm telling you, you will end up with jet lag so bad. We did it, and I'm telling you what, it took us almost 2 days to recover from that jet lag.
It's
So-
interesting. It's way harder to come west to east
Mhm.
on your body.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, even if they're going to take like the morning flight and they're going to arrive at 5:30 or whatever, go ahead and take that extra day off just because you're going to need the extra time.
Yeah. Need some
if
sleep.
you can.
Need some sleep.
So now I will say, if you're going to be going in the summer months, this is something we learned the hard way. Make sure that you are prepared for some turbulence when you are flying into the Harry Reid Airport, because they tend to have way more turbulence in the summer coming off of the mountains, or I don't want to consider them mountains, but coming down into the valley where Las Vegas is located.
Where you get the cooler temperatures at the higher levels and then the warmer temperatures, and they're raising it up and down and stuff. It's creating the plane to shimmy back and forth a little bit. It is very normal. All these pilots are very, very experienced. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
They've flown in this. Actually, part of like the training that they go through, they have to. I think most of them have to fly into Vegas and certain airports in order for them to be certified. Because like the Vegas airport is totally different flying into it as it is flying into Denver or flying into Chicago O'Hare.
Key West,
or any of those. It's just totally different. So you have to log your time in and stuff. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to be stressed. I am telling you that if you get motion sickness or car sickness easily, you might want to be prepared. Make sure you've got some Dramamine set aside so that like 2 hours in, you take it and you're nice and calm and mellow for your landing.
Or just get you a nice cup of wine and
there you go. You could do that.
Relax.
So just a couple of things to kind of think about on your way. Now, the airport, which was recently renamed the Harry Reid International Airport. So if I accidentally call it the McCarran Airport, I do apologize. That was what it used to be called. Now, this is located south of the downtown Las Vegas area. So when you are flying in, you're going to be seeing the Strip. And it is an amazing sight. I loved seeing it at night. I'm not necessarily telling somebody that they have to fly in at night, but if you had the opportunity, it's really cool.
But let's face it, Vegas is beautiful at night.
It is.
Okay. During the daytime, you see all the billboards, you see all the buildings and stuff. At nighttime, everything's lit up. And it's looking like this. So it is a all-inspiring sight when you fly in and you see all of those hotels and those casinos just lined up through the strip there.
Yeah.
So it's really neat.
It's very cool. So I absolutely love flying in and out of there because you get some amazing views,
Mhm.
And not just of the city, but also like of the desert because it's
Yep.
completely different from what we're used to over here on the East Coast. I remember coming back and going, I can't believe how green everything is.
Mhm. Yeah. Get out there, it's
So,
dead.
yeah, well, I wouldn't call it dead, but you're going to see a lot of reds and browns, and it's a very different.
It's crispy.
Yeah. Crispy is a good word. You get extra crispy. You get it nice and red real quick. Now, I will say you're going to see the Luxor almost immediately because, number one, it's a giant glass pyramid, but they also have the beacon of light that shines straight up through, and you're going to see that going right into the sky as you're flying in.
Yep.
Mandalay Bay is another one that's really obvious with the gold windows and stuff that they have on it. You can spot that from a mile away. You'll also see some of the other things. As you are coming in and landing, and then when you come back out. So just for perspective, the Luxor is probably, it might be the closest or one of the closest hotels to the Harry Reid International Airport. I knew I was going to do that. So that's one of the first landmarks that you will see, and that's the bottom of the strip, and then you just kind of go north from there. I will say that there are 2 terminals for the Harry Reid International Airport. It's very easy to get back and forth. It's not a big deal. It is big. You want to make sure that you give yourself time to get to your gate, but it's not one of those things where you're in Atlanta and you're going, oh my God. Technically, two terminals. Terminal 1 has the majority of your domestic flights. Terminal 3, I don't know why they skipped 2, but it's Terminal 1 and Terminal 3. That one has a wing for their international flights, and then they do also have some domestic going in and out of there. Frontier, I think, goes out of there. JetBlue goes out of Terminal 3. But Spirit Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Delta, all of those go in and out of Terminal 1, just as a heads up. And then most of your lounges, if you like using lounges, those are going to be located in Terminal 1 as well. So it's really easy to be able to utilize those once you get through security. And then as far as transfer options go, this was a question I was just asked this week. You've got quite a few options if you want to. Number 1, you can always rent a car. If you're planning on spending the entire time on the strip, there is no point in having a car.
No.
If you are planning on
driving
to see some things or going out and around, which we're going to talk about some things off the strip at the end, might be worth having a vehicle. And we can talk about that and make sure before we ever get you fully booked, because that might change where you want to stay. But for the sake of most of you are going to want to stay on the strip, stay in the middle of the action, definitely renting a car, probably at the bottom of the list. Now, they do have bus transfers. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but if you are looking for the cheapest possible way in order to get in and out of Vegas, the buses are probably going to be your best bet. You can also Uber or taxi. I have found that doing an Uber is actually way more expensive than me booking you a round trip shared transfer with a hotel group. So I would say let's just go ahead and don't do that. Just go ahead and let me book you your transfers.
Talk to them.
And then
I want to play.
Yeah, but what you're doing, I think, is money. So
oh, okay.
That's why I told you stop. Shared transfer is a great way to do it. I can also do private transfers, and there's 2 different ways I could do private transfers. I can get you a private van that'll take you where you need to go and then drop you off and then pick you back up and bring you back to the airport, no problem. So there's that option. Or for it was like $10 more on this particular instance. It's not always going to be that way. I can get you a 5-person limousine and you can go to your resort in style. So if you're going to be staying at the Bellagio or New York, and you kind of want to bouge it up a little bit, this is a great way to do it. It's really not that much more expensive to have a private transfer in a limo as compared to just a regular minivan. So I thought that was a lot of fun.
Man, what a way to arrive too.
I know, right?
You
So
come in, boy, you roll up in a big limo like that, they're going to think you're high rollers and stuff. And you might get some good treatment out of that too.
good possibility. Now, once you get here, I'm going to warn you, the strip itself is 4.2 miles long. It is going to take you forever to get from one side to the other. Do not think, oh, it's 4 miles, like I can walk that in an hour. No, you're not going to be able to. You're going to window shop. You're going to be stuck at every light possible. You're going to have to cross side streets. People will try to run you over, whether they are on a moped or in a vehicle or just people walking. They do not care.
It's
So
pretty much a 6-lane highway to go across too. So
yeah,
but the good thing is they do have bridges that you can go over.
exactly.
The expressway, so you don't have to play Frogger leaping across the roadway and
No,
hope that you don't.
That
get
is not
splatted.
recommended.
No, and I honestly think that if the cops catch you doing that, they will nail you for jaywalking there.
Yes, they do.
Just because it is such a dangerous area to run across, because you're going to get hit. I mean, there is hundreds of cars going through there at all times. So
We've driven it, so we
yes,
know.
we have. It's really cool.
Now, another thing I want to warn you guys about is first off, you're in Vegas, which is Sin City a little bit and stuff. I know it's not the actual Sin City, but still. So you've got that playing a little bit, but it's also the desert. And so a lot of things actually don't open up in the morning. They wait until noon, 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then they go through till really late at night. Because obviously when the sun goes down, it gets cooler. People get more active and stuff. So you might see stuff open until 2 or 3 in the morning. So be prepared for that. If you are an early riser, first off, God bless you going over there. It's going to take you a few days to get used to waking up at a normal time. I think we were both up at like 4 in the morning or something our first day.
2 times we were up really
First
early.
couple days until we got used to getting up at a reasonable time for the West Coast.
It's like, go back to sleep, Bobby.
So be prepared for that. Staying up later, getting up later, that's going to be your best bet in order to be able to enjoy yourself. Because I would hate for you to go, oh my gosh, we're going to go and we're going to get this and start this. And then you get there and it's like, oh, it doesn't open for another 4 hours. What are we going to do now? So,
well, the other reason too, here's another reason why everything opens a little bit later. 90% of the people that are visiting are there for the nighttime entertainment, gambling, drinking, having fun. Well, what are you going to be doing the next morning? You're going to be sleeping in.
Yeah.
So not
Probably
a
a
lot
little
happens
hungover.
early in the morning. Oh yeah, you're going to be hungover. If you're doing well in the casino, those drinks are coming to you, man, and they're going to take good care of you. But you
gonna
need
get
a
their
little
money
time in the
back from
morning.
you.
So that's the reason why things takes a little bit longer to open up during the daytime, because it's hangover time.
I like that. Morning is hangover time in Vegas. What happens in Vegas, There's a reason there's that saying. Another thing, I do want to caution, if you don't have a dining reservation, it's not the end of the world. You may not get into, if you're wanting to get into Hell's Kitchen, you're probably it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But, there's plenty of other places that you can go that you can eat. Do recommend going at off-peak times. So you're not going to want to be somewhere trying to get lunch at noon.
Right.
That's going to be slammed. From 6 to 8 o'clock is going to be the peak dinner rush. So if you are eating before that or after that or in between, and you just make a big dinner at 4 o'clock or something, and then snack at 10 or something at your resort, that might be a better fit for you if you don't have dining reservations, especially for those peak times.
Because let's face it, Vegas has some of the best dining locations.
It is a foodie destination.
Yes, it is that. I mean, if you love food, this is the place to go. Take money because you're going to need it.
Yeah.
But it is totally worth it. You're going to taste things. You're going to see things that you've never seen before. It's just, you got to get a hold of it so we can get you out there so you can go and enjoy it.
I know. I have been trying so hard to find a weekend that Scott and I can get away as an adult trip just so that we can go and have amazing food. I don't even care about the shows. I just want to go to restaurants.
Yep.
It's amazing I'm not like 300 pounds. But anyway.
Celine Dion, forget her. Give me a steak.
At the Golden Steer.
There
We
you
will
go.
be going there.
Oh, yes, we definitely will be
All
going to
right.
that one.
So Vegas is very well known, or at least they used to be. It kind of tapered off a little bit, but they're buffets. Everybody talks about Las Vegas buffets. So a couple of really good ones that you can check out is the buffet at the Wynn. That's one that is really popular
Don't
still.
forget the Golden Corral.
No, not the Golden Corral. There is the Wicked Spoon at the Cosmopolitan. I thought that was a fun name.
Kind of cool.
And then there is the Bacchanal Buffet. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. At Caesar's Palace. So those are three really good buffet options for you. You're going to pay out the nose for it. I mean, they're not cheap, but it is a buffet with unlimited food. So if you are good eaters like Scott and I are, we would definitely benefit from that. If we took Nick, our 6-year-old, which is chicken nuggets and sometimes French fries at this point, we would lose out
Pizza,
so badly.
maybe a hot dog, without the bun.
Yeah, half of a pizza. Like, I'm like, what the heck, kid? So definitely it depends on your eating style as to whether a buffet is going to be a good fit for you.
Yeah.
Now, if you are wanting to go and check out some celebrity chefs, this is a great place for you to be able to do that. I know New York City is another great one. Los Angeles.
New York City. You mean New York?
No, I'm saying like in general, if you're wanting to go see celebrity chefs,
okay.
There's a lot of times you can find their restaurants in New York City, Los Angeles, and then of course Las Vegas. So a couple of them is like Giada at the Cromwell. I would love to be able to go and have some of Giada's cooking. I loved her show when I was younger. There's also Guy Fieri's Vegas Kitchen. I know that would be the one that you would want. He doesn't just do chicken, guys. Ha ha ha. So there's also Bizarre Meat by Jose Andres. I don't know who that is, but it sounds like it would be good food. I mentioned Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen a few times, but he also has Gordon Ramsay's Fish and Chips on the Link Promenade. So I would do that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's more of a quick service type place. So like and it's not like the sit down thing. So I would do that because I absolutely love like the fish and chips when we go to Universal and we're having it in Leaky Cauldron or Three Broomsticks.
I bet you that is probably got to be some of the best fish and chips in the world.
Yep. So that would be one of the first places I would want to go to because I would want to try his fish and chips. And then there is a Craft Steak at the MGM by Tom Colicchio. So there are, and there's others. People I could not pronounce their names. I have no idea who they are. I do not watch Food Network, so come at me. But if you have a chef that you really enjoy that's famous, good chance they have a restaurant there that we can see about getting you a reservation into.
Yeah, totally.
So, and then I also wanted to talk about the transportation while you are there in Las Vegas. Obviously, you got two legs and you're going to be using them. If you think that going to a theme park and doing stuff is exhausting, yeah, you have no idea.
Yep. You're going to be tired.
So, but they do have a monorail system. And as I was doing research, and this is something I need to experience because when we were in Vegas last, we didn't try doing any of the public transports. So next time we go, we will be experiencing this. But
we rented a car, so
yes,
we were sightseeing everything while we were out there.
Yep. So they do have a monorail, and it stretches from the MGM Grand and goes through the Las Vegas Convention Center to Sahara, which is across from the Strat or Stratosphere Tower. There are 7 stops in total, and you can purchase a day pass or just a one-ticket thing to go through, or a multi-day pass, whatever it is that you want to do for however long you're there. So that is a really great way to be able to get from point A to point B.
You mean you can't go ride it like the monorail at Disney? It's free?
They do have a couple of free ones. But this one is the main one that basically takes you from almost the bottom up to the top. Okay. Because the Strat's at the top of the Sahara, or top of the Strip. Top of the Sahara, that would be interesting. I don't think the Sahara would be appreciative of that.
No.
Hours running for this is typically 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Obviously, if it closes, then you're going to have to walk or get a taxi.
Yep.
Now, there is the Aria Express train, which is free. Now, this one runs from the Bellagio through the city center Crystal Shopping Mall and then stops at Park MGM. And this one runs from 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. So this is another really good one. This is one I've actually seen YouTubers use when they're wanting to go and check out different things, like Resort World, I think, is off of the Crystal Shopping Mall area. So.
Okay.
So that is definitely one that I would definitely want to use. And then there's also the Mandalay Bay tram, Mandalay Bay Excalibur tram. I apologize. This one is free. It begins at Mandalay Bay, it stops at the Luxor, and then ends at the Excalibur. So this is basically just going to bring you down like the bottom portion in order to get over to Excalibur. This one only runs from 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. And the main station here, this is fun. It has a free slot pool machine. Okay, so you can go, you can play it one time, pull the slot, and it has a $5,000 payoff. So if you are in Las Vegas, it's probably one of the only ones where you can go and you can pull for free.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was really neat. And then there is also one tram that goes from the Mirage to Treasure Island. This one is from 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. And it is literally just those two resorts. You go straight from the Mirage up to Treasure Island or back. Okay. So I was like really glad to see that they had a few options of not having to walk 4.2 miles worth of stuff in order to get where you want to go. Because sometimes you like us, I want to stay at the Luxor. I know that not a lot of people enjoy that or are interested in it. I've heard it's very run down. It's not what it used to be, yada, yada, yada. But I want to say that I stayed at a pyramid. Like it's just one of those weird things. But with it being at the bottom of the strip, I don't want to be stuck at the Luxor and maybe Excalibur or something like that. I want to be able to go up and I want to be able to see other things like Resort World or other things. So I think that having that opportunity because of these monorail systems and trams is a really great thing that Vegas is doing to kind of get people to experience all that the strip itself has to offer.
Yep.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about is things that are on the strip. I know we keep talking about the strip. The strip has a lot of casino hotels such as the Flamingo, the Aria, Cosmopolitan, New York, New York. What others did I want to talk about? Mandalay Bay, MGM, Park MGM or MGM Grand. Those are both right there. So there's plenty of different options and there are different price brackets as well. But there's not just the hotels and then there are casinos.
Yeah. There's also, can I talk? Okay. You need a break for a minute. So the one thing I really want to go do when we do the adult weekend out there.
Yes.
I want to go zip lining over top of the strip. I think
that is one of them. Yes,
that would be a wonderful video. I know back when we said at 100
Zipline with Flylink. Yeah,
right. I know when we said when we hit 150 subscribers that we would go either zip line or whitewater rafting. Well, we hit it, and unfortunately, we hit COVID, so everything kind of got put on hold. And now we're out of it, and now I want to make good on that. So we get out there, that's going to become a video. And believe me, this is a video that you're going to want to watch because
and
we may have to learn how to bleep out some words because I'm probably going to be cussing a little bit when I'm doing this. But
when that was one of the things that I said when we were trying to get to our 150, going out to Vegas and doing this was the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And so that is hopefully like that we will be able to do that when we go. And yes, we will both be screaming our heads off because
and we'll have a GoPro.
That's not my
each
thing
of us.
either.
And
we'll have to bring the old one out.
Yeah, we'll definitely make it work, and we're going to have definitely have video footage hope we'll have it. I'm going to try to have like a camera like up here, so where you can literally see my face, you can hear me.
He's going to have it on his hand, and he's going to be holding on for dear life like this. And,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
Yeah. So that's an up and coming video. I can almost guarantee you that. So,
Yes, I think that would be really fun.
But that's not the only things that they do out there either. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that you can do on the strip. And there's
Exactly.
a ton of things that you can do literally in Vegas itself. You just don't
Yeah.
stay on the strip.
Well,
anyway,
but things
keep
on
going,
the
keep
strip,
going.
because I do want to talk about off the strip, and he's going to get super excited about that stuff in a second. Ride a gondola on at the Venetian.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
mean, where else other than parts of Italy, most specifically the, why am I not thinking of the city name? Venice, Venetian, Venice. Duh. Can you tell it's been a long day? That is one thing I definitely want to do.
Wow.
Go see some shows. Like Cirque du Soleil has some of the most incredible
Yeah.
shows ever out that way.
And you can't miss the water shows.
The
The
Bellagio,
Bellagio. I mean, those, like, you got to take the time to go see it because it is just gorgeous to watch. I mean, if you think stuff that Disney puts on, man, the Bellagio puts Disney to shame on that.
Yep. Day or night.
Yep.
So you can also feed sharks at the Shark Reef Aquarium. Bellagio Conservatory. That is another thing I really want to do. They change up their conservatory, which is this big flower and garden area within the Bellagio itself. They change it up seasonally. So I would love to be able to go and see what they have.
Yeah.
You can jump off the stratosphere.
Hell
I'm not doing
no.
that, but you could do that.
No. No.
There's the High Roller, which is near the Link Hotel. That is the giant Ferris wheel that goes around.
I would do that because it's enclosed, right? It's enclosed, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
that's what I
is.
thought.
And you actually have quite a few people in the pod at the same time. So you don't necessarily have to be right up against the window if you don't want to be, which is another reason why I'm like, maybe I could actually do that.
That would be my luck. I'd be like, hey, look, Jason Graham.
There's also a viewing deck at the Eiffel Tower at the Paris Hotel.
That would be cool.
You've got to get yourself a photo with the Vegas sign. I mean, come on, it's iconic. There's a reason it's still there. There's an immersive Van Gogh exhibit. If you're really into art, that could be fun. Big Apple coaster. I've heard it rocks you to death, but you could go ride a coaster because how many places have a roller coaster that goes through a hotel?
Yeah.
So there's a flamingo wildlife habitat that you can check out at the Flamingo. It's
That's pretty cool.
Wow, you know? And then they are doing new things all the time. So I just think it is so cool that there are so many things that you can do on the strip. Go to the Coca-Cola store.
Thank you.
This was another one.
That was the one I was wanting to talk about. The
You
Coca-Cola
talk
store.
about it.
I'm telling you what, if you want to find any kind of merchandise about Coca-Cola, this is the store to go to. They have. They also have places where you can sample different flavors of Coca-Cola and the different pops from all around the world.
Yep.
Literally right there.
Including the Beverly.
Yeah, including the Beverly. This one is kind of
It's
about
a
the
rite of
size.
passage.
Yeah, it's kind of about the size of the one that's at Disney Springs in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
But
Might
I
be a little
think
bigger.
this one's a little bit bigger than that, but it's kind of modeled the same way. So if you've been to that, this is kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
But you will find a lot more merchandise at this one than what you do at the one down in Orlando.
Yeah.
It is to see that gigantic Coke bottle in the front of it.
Yep.
Dude, that's cool.
M&M World right next to it.
Yeah.
So.
If you love M&Ms, that's the place to go. That's another place where you can find any kind of memorabilia about M&Ms, anything like stuffed
Exactly.
animals or M&M dispensers or whatever you're looking for. You will find it literally in those stores. So
Exactly. Hard Rock Cafe, that's another one.
Mhm.
They're working on doing, you need Coke to be a sponsor as much as you talk about it. Well, the
Yeah.
sponsor is by giving him a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
yeah. They sponsor me very well. So
we don't want to get greedy.
But if they're listening, we can talk.
So there's definitely all kinds of things that you can do,
Mhm.
especially if you're wanting to cross things off your list. Like if
Yeah.
you're wanting to go to every
Right.
Hard Rock Cafe, if you're
Right.
wanting to go to all of the Coca-Cola stores, things like that.
Now, so are we off the strip?
We're going to start talking about things off the strip.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's what I want to incorporate here. Now, if you are a NASCAR fan, listen up, Christopher. If you're a NASCAR fan, this is something ultimately that you can do. You can stay on the strip, okay? Go and do some gambling and stuff. Go to the Coca-Cola store because, hey, Coca-Cola is big in the South. And where did NASCAR originate from?
In
The
the South.
Carolinas. And down in Atlanta is the home base office of Coca-Cola. So this is all Southern stuff. It's all out there. So you could go
See, we
stay.
belong in the South.
Yep. You can go stay on the strip at one of the beautiful resorts, go over to see the Coca-Cola store, and then go over to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is a sight to see, literally itself.
Yeah.
JT and Noah both have driven in the parking lots before they had their driver's license and before they had their learner's permit.
I think it's long enough now that we won't have the
Yeah, we're good. I ain't
car
worried
rental
about it.
company come
Yeah,
after
nobody's
us.
going to come after us. We're not talking about what car we rented.
Nope.
What company we were renting from. But anyway, this place was huge. This place has a drag strip in it,
Mhm,
has a road course in it.
mhm.
It also has the NASCAR track itself. Plus, it also does Indy racing. There's also late models and stuff that race in there and
They do
stuff.
sprint cars as well,
Sprint,
don't they?
yeah, sprint cars. They also do
The
motorbike
sprints are the
racing,
ones I like.
motorbike racing and stuff. And then the really cool thing that they have going on throughout the week. Now, on the weekends, obviously, it's probably when it's going to be the busiest because that's when most new races are going to be happening and stuff.
Yeah.
But they have experiences where you can drive exotic cars like
Uh-huh.
Lamborghinis. And this ranges anywhere from the prices of about $99 clear up to $150. And you'll have to definitely check with us so we can let you know because during certain peak times,
Always
those
worth
prices
catch.
will go up.
Yes.
So anyway, but you could do that. There's driving experiences for NASCAR there.
Exactly.
You've got that. You've got the opportunities to do that. You got opportunities to do meet and greets with drivers and stuff when they're out there testing.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's something really cool that you can do too.
Yeah.
We almost got drove in through the end. Remember when we were driving around the track and I looked and I said, hey, the gates are completely open. I could drive straight into the infield. We didn't do it. She wouldn't let me.
No, he
Yeah.
has a very bad habit of asking forgiveness later. And I was like, this is day 2 of our trip. You are not getting arrested. We're out here for 10 days. Like, it's not happening.
So
If it was day 10 of our 10-day trip, I probably would have been like, you know what? You go right ahead. If you get arrested, I'm taking the kids home. You can figure out how to get home.
Yep. So, guys, also, I want you to remember one thing, too. If you are deciding that you're going to go out and enjoy a race out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, keep in mind there is over 8,000 seats. That's right, 8,000 seats
I didn't know there was
just
that
in
many.
the stands itself. That's not counting the people that's going to be down in the
in the
pit area. So there's tons and tons of people there.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when you go to leave, believe me, it's going to be a little congested. But right across the street, if you're big nerds like me with airplanes and stuff, hey, guess whose home is right next door to it? That would be the Thunderbirds, the Air Force, the Air Force Thunderbirds. Them. What is wrong with my
I
time tonight?
have no idea, but it's kind of fun watching you get all stuck on stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Thunderbirds
home of
called
the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, home of the Thunderbirds. That's where they that's their base, and that's where they are essentially located right there. So even if you're out there, there's times you might actually get to see them practicing their maneuvers and stuff over top of the city of Las Vegas. So it's
Yep.
pretty neat. It's really exciting.
Now, other things that you can do if you are not into NASCAR, not into airplanes, but you are into maybe the national parks or
Mhm.
nature,
Mhm.
there is so much that you can do out there. There's the Grand Canyon,
Mhm.
which is minimum 4-hour drive. We did a little bit farther so we could go to the South Rim. But but there's that. There's Death Valley. You can go to the Hoover Dam, which I highly recommend anybody that is the least bit interested in any kind of engineering. You need to go check that out.
And take the time to go do the
incredible.
tour. Do the tour that's inside, because it is amazing to see the engineering that went into planning to build this thing and be inside of it, and know that you're literally standing in a structure that's holding back billions of gallons of water right there.
I know.
So
It's unbelievable.
And if you get the chance to go, you gotta walk across the roadway bridge. Okay, I know.
Not that we walked completely across.
No,
we walked a little bit in, was
yeah.
like, okay, here's our photos. I'm getting freaked out.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Yeah, because you walk out there, and of course then there's idiots going by and honking and blowing their horns and stuff and trying to scare the crap out of you and everything. But yeah, you go out and you get some really nice, beautiful shots of the dam all the way across. So.
All right. Other things that you can do is there is the Arizona Hot Springs, which is just south of the Hoover Dam. So that's a really cool thing if you are into like natural hot springs. It's fed by the Colorado River. There is also, let me see here, Valley of Fire State Park. There's also Lake Las Vegas, which is someplace out west. Cool, Mike. Definitely tell them to reach out to us. Give them one of our business cards if you still have some. I may need to mail you some more. Lake Las Vegas is a completely man-made lake, and it's a very cool, tranquil area of Las Vegas. I actually had people out there about 2 years ago. No, I lie. It's longer than that. It was before COVID that they were out there, and they stayed, I believe, at the Hilton that is right there on the lake. And oh my God, their photos were beautiful. It's like its own oasis, just away from everything, with the desert surrounding, and it was just absolutely stunning. So definitely check that out if you have the opportunity to. Other things, you can skydive out there. I know we talked about jumping off of the Strat, but you can also skydive. You can go to Area 15, which is a very interactive area. They have the Meow Wolf Museum extension out here. So it's a really cool place to be able to go, engage all of your senses. They are kid friendly during the day, and then towards the evening and nighttime, it does switch over to adult only. There is an atomic testing museum. That would be something you would really be into.
Yeah, that would be cool to see.
There is also the Neon Museum. So if you're curious where all those neon lights went to, a lot of them went to the Neon Museum. So definitely check that out.
And also, if you guys are fans of the movie Vegas Vacation, you actually will see Audrey, one of the characters in the movie, standing up and dancing on one of the signs, and that is the Neon Museum right there.
Cool.
That's where it is.
Very cool.
Yeah, they actually went and filmed on that location right there in order to create that scene. So.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. You can also rent a dune buggy and go have an amazing time in the dunes of the desert.
We've got to go do that. That sounds like so much freaking fun.
Yeah.
And we're not just rent one. We need to rent two.
Oh, I'm not riding with you.
Yeah, you're going to drive. I'm going to drive, and we're going to race the sand dunes, man. I'm going to tell you what, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun. We definitely need to get out there and do that video.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
There's also hot air balloons that you can do. You can experience a decent portion of Route 66 in that area, which we got to do. That was a lot of fun. That would definitely be something I want to do again, but being able to take more time to experience all the little pockets of things that you can do along what's left of Route 66.
The ultimate goal, trace the track where it used to be from Chicago all the way out to Los Angeles. And rent a convertible and just drive it.
And then there's 7 Magic Mountains. I don't know how much longer this art installation is going to be here, but just outside of Las Vegas, if you're heading towards Death Valley, you will see all of these boulders stacked up on top of each other. They call them the 7 Mountains, and they're painted in funky colors, and it's just one of those like quirky roadside attractions.
And it changes all the time.
because people paint them.
Mhm.
So, and then if you want to totally creep out somebody in your family, which for us it would be Christopher, go check out the Clown Motel. Maybe him a little bit
Yeah,
too.
I don't know. That's yeah. I've seen this place and it's
It is creepy.
damn.
It is also right next to a cemetery.
Yeah.
Take that as you will.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be one of the more paranormal or just like, oh heck no trips.
My luck, we would end up staying there. Okay. And this would be the one time that a thunderstorm rolls through Vegas in that area, you know.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
you know, then when these idiot clown people are going to be standing outside of my window, it hardly ever rains here.
Oh, he would not have a pair of clean underwear the rest of the trip.
No, there would be a Scotch-shaped hole in the door. I can tell you that
Oh
right now.
my goodness.
I'd be out that door. You'd be like Fat Elmer. Hell no!
Oh, and we thought that checking out the Flintstones was bad when we went out to the Grand Canyon.
That was
Clown
all right.
Motel would be.
That was all
Woo.
right. That was okay.
You're such a butt. Yes, he is. So, like I said, there's so many different things that you can do. And a lot of people, when they think of Vegas, they think of the Strip, they think of the
Mhm.
hotels, the casinos,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. But there's other things that you can do. It's really amazing the different things that you can do.
And then there's one more thing that you forgot to mention that they can do out there. If you're into golfing, they have some of the best golf courses right in there too.
Okay,
There's a
yeah.
lot of really good golf courses. So,
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah,
I am not a
so-
good golfer, and so it tends to go out of my brain.
yep. But
So,
hey, and keep your eyes to the skies because you never know what you're going to see because you're close to Area 51.
yep. No, Mike, we're not doing that. Bad. So, but yeah, there's totally about 1,000,001 things that you can do while you are out there.
Yeah.
We've experienced some of it. We've researched a lot of it. And we really are looking forward to being able to get out there ourselves to do a few things
Mhm.
without kids
Mhm.
because Vegas, there's things that kids can do, but it's definitely one of those locations that's like fun for adults to get away for a
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
So it's not as kid friendly as it used to be.
Well, I would think that this is more of this is a way to get away from the kids. And this is a great way for two adults to go out and just go, you know what?
Or a group of friends.
Or a group of friends or just a giant group of people and just go out and have a blast. You know,
I think it would be so much fun.
that would be a fun trip.
Yes, it would.
Get a bunch of us to go out and have a plum crazy adventure out there, adults only. So yeah.
I don't think I'd be doing too many videos for that trip for the YouTube channel.
Well, we'd have to
It'd be censored.
we would start the recording earlier in the day and then stop because it would start getting a little naughty.
It will get stupider and
Oh,
stupider.
dumber. I'd have a couple buddies of mine. We'd be sitting in jail. She didn't look like no cop.
Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video that we have been putting together for you and talking about. There's definitely 1,000,001 things that you can do.
Yeah.
And we really enjoy talking about Vegas. I know that we tend to do a lot of theme park stuff, but Vegas is a lot of fun for us too.
Mhm.
And it is something we can definitely book for you. Get you right where you need to be or want to be in order to make that trip as amazing as possible.
Yep.
So definitely reach out to us.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. If you have done so, we do greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all the 245 subscribers that we do have now. We do appreciate all the love and support from each and every one of you.
Yes.
And,
it's super exciting for us.
Yes,
I know that there are much larger channels out there, but for what we want to do with our channel, I think it's
Yep.
amazing. We have 245 people willing to listen to us just be our idiotic selves.
Yep. Yeah. I absolutely love doing this. So hopefully it just continues to grow. And then just do me a favor, tell everybody that you know about us. And if anybody's looking to do a vacation, have them contact us.
Yep.
We Wee wee. So, anyway, guys, I think we're going to get out of here. We will not be live next Monday due to the fact that we will be celebrating Easter.
Yeah.
And we want you guys to have fun with your families and just hang out and be safe. Just make sure you hug your family, because this is a great time great time of the year for everybody to get together. And thank God that we're able to get together now with COVID being over with, somewhat over with, and the restrictions being lifted. So be thankful for that.
Yep. So, and with all that being said, are you guys ready for your next plum crazy adventure?
Because we are ready to get you there.
Night,
Bye, guys.
guys.
Happy Easter.